Hello everyone, welcome back to MEWADUS Digitals. Today we are learning standard form. Standard form. If we don't call it standard form, we can also call it scientific notation. Have you ever seen a large number like 45,000 written in this form? 4.5 times 10 raised to power 4. Have you also seen this small number 0.0035 written as 3.5 times 10 raised to power minus 3? Now, for these two cases that we have here, this case here and this case here, this number here have been written in standard form. Now, what do you mean by standard form? That means when you write a large number or a small number as a power of 10, write them as a number with a power of 10. Now, let me break it further. For us to say a number is in standard form, let's have it. A number is said to be in standard form. In standard form, if it is rewritten in the form of a times 10 raised to power n, where a is equals to number between 1 and 10, and our n is equals to a positive or negative integers. So when we have this case, our number, or when we have this format, a times 10 raised to power n, our number is said to be what? In standard form. Like you could check in the illustration I started with 45,000, you could see that it has this format, 4.5 times 10 raised to power 4, looking like this format. Now let's take some examples before we proceed. But before going to example, as far as standard form is concerned, no one is going to ask you to define the standard form in your examination, like what the standard form is. But what is important is whenever we have numbers, be it decimal numbers or whole numbers, because standard form is applicable to both decimal numbers and whole numbers. So all you just need to just write in this form. All these definitions, no one is going to ask that in an examination. All you just need to know is how to change the number. Let's take some examples. Examples. 1. Write 4213 in standard form. In standard form. Example. 1. Write 4123 in standard form. Now here we have 4123. We want to write it in standard form. All we just need to do is that this is a whole number. 4123 is a whole number. We can also write 4123 as 4123.0. Now all we want to do to write this in standard form, don't forget, for us to say a number is in standard, we have to have this format: a times 10 raised to power n. Now that means we have, let's go here, times 10, and we need to fix this power here, and we need to fix here. Now do we fix this our a now? Now looking at this, what we have initially was 4123. How do you now write in standard form? Now, we are going to shift this decimal point here to a place where we have a number that is between 1 and 10. A number that is not greater than 10 and not less than 1. That is a number that will fall between 1 and 10. Now, let me break for that. Let's come here. 4123.0. If I decide to move this decimal point here, we have 412.30. You agree with me? This number is not a number between 1 and 10. That means you cannot stop here. We move this decimal point again. If we move it here, we have 41.230. You also agree with me? 41.230 is not a number between 1 and 10. That means you cannot stop here. We move it again. We now have 4.1230. You agree with me now? This number here is a number between 1 and 10. That means it has met the condition of our A, which our A is a number between 1 and 10. That means here is going to be here is going to be here is going to be 4.1230. We have our decimal point here. Now do we fix our n? Now if we check, this is what we have initially, 4123.0. Now how many times have we moved this decimal point to this part? How many times do we move decimal point? If you check from here, we have moved it from here 1, 2, 3. That means we have moved it 3 times. That means we have raised to power 3. We have equals 4.123 times 10 raised to power 3. That means our n is equals to our a is equals 4.123 and our n is equals to 3. And you know we said our n is positive or negative. That means we have fixed our n here. So rewriting 4123 standard from same thing as 4.123 times 10 raised to power 3. We have write 0.0005 in standard form. Now I want to write 0.0005 in standard form. And we know for a number to be in standard form, we need to have this format: a times 10 raised to power n. That is, we're going to have something like this times 10. Now, it is just easy. What we just need to do is we need to shift this decimal point here. Let me write here. We have 0.0005. We shift this decimal point in a place so that we can have a number between 1 and 10, because A is a number between 1 and 10. So we have to shift. If we shift here, no, it's not a number between 1 and 10. No, it's not a number between 1 and 10. No, it's not a number between 1 and 10. Then here, that means you can have 5 points. And this is the same thing as 5.0. That means here is going to be 5.0. 5.0. Now how many times? We now need to fix our n. Our n is the number of times we have moved. Now we have moved how many times up to this level? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here now it's not going to be a positive 4, but what? A negative 4. Here we are going to have minus 4. Now one of the things we need to take note is that whenever you move a decimal point from the left to the right, it's going to have a negative. The power of 10 is going to be a negative power. But when you move the decimal point from the right to the left, like the first example, the power of 10 is going to be a positive. So we have written 0.005 in standard form. It becomes 5.0 times 10 raised to power minus 4. That is how to express numbers in standard form. One of the quick tips is this: whenever you have a number, be it whole numbers or decimal, if you have whole number, what you do is this: move the decimal point to a position where you can have a number between 1 and 10, then write the number down. The number of times you have moved will determine the power of your 10. If you have moved from the right to the left, that means it's going to be a positive power. But if you have moved your decimal point from the left to right, it's going to be a negative